I personally believe the Sixers trade target was just revealed. Herb Jones and CJ McCollum are receiving interest on the trade market per Shams. So over the season, the Sixers are 12th in defensive rating. The last 5 games, they have the second best defensive rating. And when Paul George has been on the court, they're one of the best defenses in the league per the stats as well. Pretty crazy considering what has gone on so far this year. I still believe they are missing their go-to defender. Early on in the season, Caleb Martin and now recently Kelly Oubre is in the role where they are picking up the best player most nights. Both are pretty solid, but nothing special. I believe if they get a guy like Herb Jones, it will alleviate major pressure off of Joel Embiid, Paul George, and everyone to make them more successful on that side of the basketball where they're already successful this season. And if the Sixers want to get the best out of their old star duo, Joel Embiid and Paul George, in the most important moments, they need a guy like Herb Jones who's going to do the dirty work defensively, who can guard every single position and fight through screens better than anyone on the Sixers roster currently. Both George and Embiid have to have a limited role defensively as much as possible to get the most out of them offensively, and just the most out of them in general. I also think both Caleb Martin and Kelly Oubre are missing that young athleticism to really have an impact on top-tier scoring talents. Herb Jones is exactly what the Sixers need. They've been missing that defensive presence ever since Ben Simmons and even Matisse Thybulle has left the team. Last season, he was named to the all-defensive second team, and listen to this. From Pelicans Sports Illustrated, Kyle Mosley wrote, Jones' performance in the regular season was nothing short of exceptional. He was one of only 4 NBA players to record 100 steals and 60 blocks. His 1.4 steals per game, a feat that tied for 7th among all qualified NBA players, and his 105 steals, ranking 11th in the NBA, are a testament to his defensive prowess. During the season, Jones ranked 5th among non-centers in the NBA with 167 stocks, steals, and blocks. Jones also ranked 4th in NBA in contested and blocked three-pointers. Now, what would get the deal done? His value is going to be sky high. The Sixers can't take any salary back due to the new CBA. The crazy thing is, both Kelly Oubre and KJ Martin are making $7.9 million. If you add Andre Drummond's $5 million contract, that perfectly matches Herb Jones' $12.9 million contract. Of course, the Sixers could also trade Caleb Martin, who makes $8.1 million. The deal is going to be one of those 3 wings, either Oubre, KJ, or Caleb. One of them would be goners. Then it's going to be salary filler. It's either Drummond or Eric Gordon, along with a young player maybe. So those are the possibilities. Structure-wise, Herb Jones is on a team-friendly deal as well, so that's not going to be enough. Picks will probably have to be involved. Now, in my opinion, I view Herb having around the same value as Alex Caruso, probably a little more due to the age difference. Looking at the Caruso trade, the Thunder didn't even have to give up a first-round pick, but they traded 22-year-old Josh Giddey, who sucks, but the Bulls viewed him as a player that has all-star potential. So you have to keep that in mind. I know, very silly of them, but that's the reason they didn't have to include a pick. So basically, if the Sixers included Jared McCain, that would definitely be enough to get the deal done, and I'm sure the Pelicans would love that. And in that scenario, there would be no picks involved. Clearly, Morey won't be doing that. I think one unprotected first-round pick, but a valuable one like that Clippers pick should be enough. But most likely, just looking at the value discussed around Herb in the NBA community, it's probably going to take like 2 first-round picks. And I truly believe general managers around the league can use that Caruso deal to their advantage. But at the same time, I don't really think the Pelicans are in a rush to trade Herb Jones. So I think you'd have to knock their socks off to get something done. That's probably going to be like 2 first-round picks. Or a young player like Jared McCain. And clearly, Jared McCain's off the table, and the Sixers don't have any young players with crazy value. And lots of Sixers fans are going to be like, you can't trade the Clipper picks. And I'm like, wasn't the point of getting those picks to trade it? And the Sixers clearly have no interest in tanking or rebuilding. So if that is your rationale for keeping those picks, you're right. I'm not telling you you're wrong, but also what's the point of saying that? Because the Sixers clearly want to compete after signing Joel Embiid and Paul George to those big deals. In my opinion, unless the pick ends up being like a guaranteed number 1 overall pick, you're probably not going to regret it if you get back a productive starter. That's how it usually works. And as long as you don't give up every single pick and you're left with nothing after trading for Herb Jones, I don't really care, to be honest. As long as you get production back, I will be satisfied. Think about it. The Sixers' best picks over the Morey era have been late first-round picks. There isn't a guarantee that the Clippers will be bad either. People are just kind of expecting it with their situation right now, but things can easily change. Steve Ballmer is clearly an owner who is willing to pay anything in order for the team to be in the playoffs and to keep that team relevant. I think those picks are becoming very overvalued, especially considering the Sixers are in all-in mode for the next 3 years. And if the Sixers are truly going all in, I want them to actually go all in. And once again, if everything goes wrong, you can always just trade someone and get picks in return. It's one of the easiest things to do. Let me know your thoughts on Herb Jones in the comment section. Are you interested?